Hello everyone and welcome to another Spooky Friday where we will be joining our friends and playing a TTRPG based on a podcast called the Magnus Archives. If you haven't heard from it, it's a lot of scary, spooky things. But this one is set in the 1920s. It is run by the wonderful Corinne. We'll be fine. Oh, hello, Otter. Yes, that is such a good game to listen to this to. So yeah, folks, strap in. We're gonna unmute them against all, everything our brain is telling us to do. Dark, that is how I feel. That is exactly how I feel. Also, welcome. So we're gonna go ahead and join our friends. And I just realized this whole time I don't think I've been muted for them. So they've been hearing my creaking and crackling. We'll go ahead and unmute them now against, every fiber in our being telling us not to. Oh, God. Oh, hello.
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 Hi.
Oh, Corinne.
You were muted the whole time, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was.
Really... Oh, I was just gonna say, it's really a shame no one can see me right now.
Do you want me to show you to them?
I mean, you can, but I don't want anyone else to have to risk being perceived.
I don't give a hoot.
I don't give a shit. I always look like this.
I also always look like
Clothes, I
this.
think.
It's gonna look.
Yeah, Autumn has a shirt on. It's fine.
You make it sound like it's a rare occurrence.
Before you show stream. Oh wait, never mind. Isn't there? Yeah, there's already. We're good. Yeah, you can show stream.
I'm just gonna do a new source. I'm just gonna do a video capture. Give me 1 second, folks.
That's the energy I have for you guys tonight, and I'm not apologizing.
I would never ask you to.
You know
Also,
God
Andy,
damn,
thank you so
Corinne.
much for subscribing with the message come.
You're welcome.
Also, hello,
I could have made
Arun.
you call Autumn mommy again.
Only for charity.
Only for charity. Display capture. Add source.
Corinne, you can blink. It's okay, sweetie. It's not set up yet.
Oh, you're so scary. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me... Hold on.
I hate it.
Trying to fit it to screen, but maybe this is for the best. That's what I saw when I logged in.
Oh, Izzy's helping. He's trying to get rid of it. Hi.
Aww.
He's trying to save us.
Islington.
He's just a
He
baby.
is just a baby. Now he's made it less scary because he's here.
So yeah, here's a really quick. Yeah, this is what we logged into. Corinne.
As
Okay.
a DM, I appreciate.
We're taking this away now. Goodbye.
You can
All right.
take it away, but it will never leave.
It'll never leave.
Oh my God.
I hate it here.
It's already inside of you.
So yeah, that's what we all logged into. That's
Yep.
what we got to see.
Perfect.
I guess I'm ready.
All right. If you're ready. Now, for realsies, would the players like me to remove these eyes?
I don't give a fuck.
Nah.
I'm
Okay.
a little more used to them now, but they are, like, legitimately growing up. One of my biggest fears was just eyeballs coming out of the darkness.
Ew!
Yeah. So I've chilled on it, and it's fine. I'm good. But
Okay, as long as you're good. If you'd like, I can remove it. I could put something nice, like a nice Aurora Borealis or something.
You'd find a way to make it cursed.
It's
You're-
true. There'd be
you're
like
right.
The
tentacles or
Aurora
something.
Borealis at this time in this stream.
localized entirely on the Sprin's side of things.
Steamed hams. Okay.
All right. Well then, since we're keeping the eyes, do you remember where we left off? It's been a little while, friends.
Nose goes.
I'm the one who takes the notes.
So do you remember where we left off?
We
Yeah, karma.
went back and got the other two statements that connected to the one with the fish tank. Because we were going back there so we would have a time to kill before we went to the brother's apartment.
Okay.
To make
Yes,
sure
that is
that his the boy was still alive.
Yes. You were you had talked to Frank's younger brother.
Yeah.
And you had learned that Frank hasn't been the same since the incident. He hasn't left the apartment. So you were killing time until David was off work so you could go together instead of just randomly showing up at the apartment without David because they shared a place. Before we go any further, let's introduce everybody's characters, especially because it's been a few weeks. Autumn, who are you?
Hello, I am here. I am Garrett Keaton, who causes a lot of trouble for everyone. You know, do. Definitely don't need to. I'm enigmatic who works back out, so don't worry about it.
Ayo. And what about you, Karma? You said you take the notes. Why is that?
I do, because I play Nicola Domininsky, and she is a PI's assistant, and a journalist, and a writer, and has too many things in her hat at all times, including making sure that her cousins don't destroy the world.
Love that for her.
Yeah. She's just an investigator. She's just here to be here.
She's just trying her best, I feel.
Yeah, she's doing her best.
And what about Roxy?
I'm one of the cousins trying to destroy everything. Hi, I play Alice Biltmore, who is totally not using a fake name and just really wants to move up in society. It doesn't matter what cost it takes. She's got plans.
You and your plans. We'll see how far they get you.
She's also just roommates with the wonderful Mel, who has some French fucking name I can't pronounce, but she lets me call her Mel.
And Val, I believe that's your character.
I think you're right. Yes, my character's name is Amélie Janvier. She is she's an investigator, suspicious investigator who explores dark places. Which means she's suspicious, suspicious as in distrustful. She's mistrusted. She thinks everybody's got a hidden motive. She would think that the most honest person in the world had some sort of horrible history to hide because they're an honest person and for no other reason. She's basically trying to write a story, and she's studying the occult, although she's not an occultist, so she's just studying it out of a morbid curiosity, I suppose.
Studying it really closely. You might even say being roommates with the occult.
Ooh.
And she and the occult were roommates.
And they were roommates.
You, Andy, how are you connected to this tangled web?
I play Wilhelmina Billy Ellison. She is a tech-savvy protector who needs no weapon. Hi, it's nice to meet you guys. I'm here, and I'm here completely standing on business. I'm here very professionally. Already in character. Let's go.
Oh, you're a gremlin. All right. So, last we left off, I had read one of the statements that was related to the case that you're working on. That statement, I believe, was the one from Slim Jim. Was that correct? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yup.
still hate that name. Just so you
Well,
Slim
it's
Jim Billy.
he was trying to make it work.
Slimothy Jimothy.
Listen, it's better than Thick John, all right?
Oh, Thick John's coming.
Don't say Thick
That's
what I call
John is
my-
coming.
Never mind.
No.
Why would
Thick-
you say that?
No.
Because when I
Because
get
my
done with them-
father's name is John, and he is not a skinny man.
Don't
No.
you mean Thick Michigan John? As he's known. I think we broke on him.
I think that if we're gonna be like making a full comparison, it wouldn't be thick. It wouldn't be Thick Jim or Thick John. It would be Thick like Diego because they're both come from the same. They both come from the same root.
Nerd!
I was
Nerd!
also gonna say my grandfather's name was Jim, but his legal name was Alfonso, and that would hurt Corinne. So
That would hurt me.
Yeah.
Do not use that name.
Thick Alfonso is
Thick
coming.
Alfonso.
No.
I don't think y'all can do that with my dad's name of Thick Ramatola Jamshid. I don't think it really rolls off the tongue.
No, son,
not.
he goes by James.
Thick
That
Ram.
would hurt me because that's my dad's name.
We did see his twig photo, so you
That's
know,
right.
Good.
I shared in the Discord a photo of my dad back in the day in the Persian military. Y'all,
Autumn, is that
he looks like a
alcohol?
twink.
No.
Is Autumn drinking already?
Yes. He fully went over and grabbed on his shelf one of those little mini liquor bottles.
Oh.
And was just like, what is this?
Autumn, we'll have to message Brisby and see if we can put that on our taxes.
You can expense Johnny Walker. We're in business.
Hell yeah. Also, I have to shout out what Cave says in our chat, which is thick Gesundheit. Which just reminds me that I have a huge tub of thickening powder in my pantry.
You know, we should just bring the
so
thick-
really anyone could be thick at your place.
Exactly.
You know, we
God.
should just bring that redeem back. Add it in for points. Let people thicken things right. Whatever you're drinking,
Thicken it.
2 tablespoons of thickener. Look,
Hey, can
if
I
you're having
quit?
yogurt soda, you won't even notice.
Andy, can I join you?
Can
No!
Can I?
Val, you're unmuted. Corinne, take it away. Out back and shoot it. Slim
Blue
Jim.
Factory.
Slim Jim. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna reread Slim Jim's statement for you, and then if you want, you can either decide that you want to go and check out the apartment with David, or you can read through the other 2 statements that we got together. It is up to you guys. Just kind of when you want this information.
He's such a sweet little kid. You know, we chatted with David. I think we should go. Because we're
Yeah,
meeting
fuck
him once he gets off work.
It's not
Okay.
like he'll die if we wait too long.
No.
Honestly, it's easier if we get the statements at the end because I have more room in my notes then.
Okay.
I
So-
love that, like, we have, like, heartfelt reactions, and Karma's like, yeah, practically, it'd be nice for me to do this.
Practically, it is kind of helpful.
All right, so I will just read through this statement again, just to refresh the audience, and then we'll move on to going to visit Frank and David. By the way, completely unrelated, I was watching Schitt's Creek again this week because Bevan's gone and I was lonely, and now I'm just associating the name David with the Schitt's Creek.
David.
David.
One of my little brothers is named David, and it takes everything in me not to be like, David, fold in the
David."
chase.
Okay, but you should do it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let me read this statement for y'all. Magnus Society Witness Statement. Witness name, Slim Jim, in quotations. Statement date, 3/10/1924. Incident location, undisclosed basement location. Incident date, 3/01/1924. Other witnesses, Wilhelmina Billy Ellison. Those bastards stole it. Not that I could go to the coppers about it. Billy told me I should come to yous. Not sure why, but that's her business. I can't give y'all all the details. Trade secrets, you know. But I'll tell you what you need to know to catch those goons. The big one calls himself Mr. Smith, an alias. You know, dressed like a longshoreman, but offered way more clams than the average Joe. His little friend wore these squeaky boots, like he was really trying to sell the old fisherman shtick. They wanted limoncello for some big to-do. With what they was paying, hell, I would have made fucking champagne. Got half up front. Should have known it was too good to be true. By the time I had Billy stop by to get the booze, he was gone. I had even brought him to my place. I got no idea how they found my still or got in without waking me. If they hadn't taken my still and my recipes, I would have called it square. But I don't have the dough to start from scratch. If you catch these guys, I want a piece of them. Tell them no one crosses old Jimmy. And then we have for society use only. Statement number 9240301. Date recorded. Left blank. Related files 9241031, 9250115. Investigator notes. Investigator name Peter Whitney. Investigation date 4/25/1924. Witnesses contacted Wilhelmina Billy Ellison. Incident date in quotations, or incident update in quotations. Slim Jim was found to be deceased before we could follow up on his statement. Now, I don't believe you questioned Billy about this last time, if you want to get to that before heading over to Frank and David's.
That
No,
is
we
DM,
got-
or we should do that.
Yeah, no, all we got was the initial reading. We didn't go from there.
I'm also trying to remember what Corinne might or might not have told me.
What?
I can get that for you 1 second.
Did you get special secret info because y'all are an item?
No, I was there.
Oh.
Wilhelmina Billy Ellison is
Oh,
me.
that's
queen.
you?
Yes.
Your name is Wilhelmina?
Yeah, but Billy.
It is now canon that Alice just looks at you and goes, "Your name is Wilhelmina?"
Were you not listening to the introduction?
The answer's no.
Andy said Wilhelmina multiple times over these past few episodes.
I know, but I'm just saying Alice hasn't heard it.
Sure, only Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's definitely only Alice.
Yeah.
Stop. Listen, I just go by the names I see on the overlays.
But it says Billy on the overlay too.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, you're not walking out of this one. I'm sorry.
I gave you some of my popcorn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
I'll give you a monster. How's that sound?
Okay.
Can you guys wait till after stream? So sorry. I'm so sorry.
No.
It took me a second, Andy.
I'm so sorry.
You're gonna make Autumn drink more and we haven't started.
Can I be put down? Can I? apply
Yeah,
for-
actually.
No, we need you in the game.
Oh, okay.
Autumn, don't
great. I'm
drink.
gonna
Autumn,
take-
don't. Autumn, put the alcohol down. Don't.
Okay.
What if we put her down in the game?
Then you don't have a tank or a driver.
I have a gun.
Anyway, did you guys have questions for Billy or no?
Why you named Wilhelmina?
Don't ask people why they're named things.
My parents wanted me to have a normal, like, feminine name, but obviously gestures to herself didn't really fit.
Fair.
Boop, boop, boop. Val, you should mute because they're gonna hear all the times I text you.
You did it. What, you two texting back and forth?
We're married. We text.
Something about that monster,
Yeah.
apparently.
Shut the fuck up.
So what if I'm the monster?
Ah.
I mean, we did ask you about Jorkin appointments earlier, Roxy.
Oh
so
my god, before we started stream, I'm gonna blast all y'all. Before we started stream, these fuckers were like, hey, you're a Virgo, right? You guys like planning things. Do you plan your jorkings? I'm like, what
Okay.
the fuck? What happened
First
to
of
hello?
all, Corinne said it, and second of all, I said she is a Virgo. That was the entirety of my involvement in the conversation.
It was mostly me. I'll be honest.
Why would I jork it? I got a wife for that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Source that shit.
You can jork it and be married.
You can 100% jork it and be married.
I'm gonna say that she can't jork it, period.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, we are
Rip, dude.
we are using jorking it in the illustrative sense, not the literal sense.
Hey, I guess words don't mean
Can we-
anything anymore.
No,
Words do
they
not
don't.
mean anything.
Have you met me? Words mean jack shit.
Autumn, can I have some of your
Careful-
alcohol?
Oh yeah.
Can you pass that over? Thanks, Autumn. Thanks. I needed that.
Just so that we can make this as completely unrelated as possible to the actual context, I recently read David Copperfield, and there's a character in it named Jorkins, and he. I was listening to it at the same time that I was listening to the audiobook, not the audiobook, the Jorkin It for Healthcare thing.
Wham Bam, thank you, ma'am episode.
Oh my god.
Jorking it for healthcare.
Jorking it for healthcare.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is an unfortunate name for this time of my life.
Yeah, rip.
We
Oh.
I guess
scared
we
poor
should
Otter's
all-
cat.
We should all be glad we're not named Jorkin. I think that's what we've learned.
Could you imagine being named Jorgen?
It reminds me of like Jenkins. Oh, Jorkins, bring my van around.
So did anyone else?
No, Jorkins was a co-owner of like a practice in the Doctor's Commons. He was an important person.
A Dr. Jorkins.
I wasn't a doctor. It's a
Paging
different-
Dr. Jorkins, Dr. Jorkins.
So did anyone else have any questions for Billy or?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, the game.
It has been half an hour.
I'm so sorry. Technically, it's been like 20 minutes since we started.
Your mom's been 20 minutes. Ask your fucking questions.
Look, Psyche has the brain cells, so she's the one who's supposed to keep us on track. So
That's never happened.
Wow. So Billy, you were there, right?
I kind of. I was, I'd done some running for him, running around, every now and again, but mostly it was just me doing pickups for him. And before I could get back to him that night, the folks over at the society contacted me and told me he was gone.
What sort of pal was this old Slim Jimothy?
I mean, I just did runs for him. He kept the booze going, and I kept him running. That's about it.
Were the runs easy on you, or were the runs difficult?
What are you asking me?
The runs you ran for him, was it an easy job, or did you have difficulty with the runs?
They were
Do you
very
know
normal runs.
what-
You.
Do you? Nicola just pulls Alice aside. It's like, do you know what booze runners do?
Yeah, they run alcohol. They push it around in their automobiles.
I'm so sorry, Marine Otter is my intrusive thoughts this evening.
I'm making an IBS joke.
Yes, I know. I'm just
Okay.
making you spell it out to make it less funny. because
Okay. If you're
That's
gonna
why-
make me have the brain cell, I'm gonna make all of you regret it.
That's why Nicola's very concerned. It's like, are you okay?
Like,
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
I wanna
smoke
know how her runs went.
They were fine.
Cousin?
They were.
Alright. Anyways, so you would pick things up. You'd take them different. What the fuck is the word?
Speakeasies and customers.
Yes, thank you. Speakeasies. form. Did you ever meet the people that hired him in the first place to make the limoncello?
No, usually he'd get the stuff before I'd get there, and then I'd just drop off what I put, the money I
Yeah,
picked
because
up.
you're just a runner, right?
Yeah, I just run it.
That's why I was asking about the run.
Yeah, but the
I
way
mean-
you worded it, sweetie.
I mean, there really ain't much that I know that y'all don't know. He lived on the first floor. He would hide a lot because the revenue man is always after us. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. He had a neat little rigged up system where there's a bell on his door, so you'd hear it whenever people would come in, so it'd wake him up if he's sleeping at the time.
Didn't they, he had down there that they took all of his recipes and his still?
Oh, once I got news from the society, it was too much to go back. I couldn't. We weren't friends, but
Gotcha.
I ain't inviting
Just,
trouble.
work people.
I ain't inviting trouble into my life like that.
I don't blame you one bit. I mean, I think it's the same people, from what it looks like, that are, that asked him. I think this just directly ties into the fish tank. He's got a Mr. Boots down and the big one called him Mr. Smith. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get anything from that, but maybe we'll figure it out. Now at this point, I'm 7 cups of coffee deep, and ready to leave.
She's got to make a run, if you know what I mean.
She's gonna make a run too? What is this? I also don't know if this is just Karma or Karma's character talking.
No.
7 cups of coffee in and ready to go.
We brought into canon that, what's his name? Hold on, I'm flipping. Dick Mendelsohn has a ton of fucking coffee in his office. And I
That's
took the whole
right.
Yeah, you met Thin Dick last week.
Yeah, we met.
We did meet Thin Dick. And now we met Slim Jimothy and Thick Jonathan.
Dick
Ugh.
Mendelsohn.
Yeah, you met Thin
Yep.
Dick, Slim Jim, and you haven't met Thick Jonathan yet.
Oh, please tell me that's a character, Corinne.
I'm
Please.
so scared to figure out what my bootlegger name is.
Is the theme of this just like all the characters are just dick jokes? Is that-
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised in
I
the
don't know
slightest.
if you ever tuned into my Scarred Lands game that I sometimes still run when my people aren't very busy. But it was all butt jokes, so
Awful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
so I do tend to have themed naming.
Yeah. I approve. I approve.
Nicola is going to transfer all of that specific statement over right now. She'll probably have transferred the other 2 that you gave her as well, but we haven't heard those ones yet.
Yeah,
so
haven't
she's got
passed those
those
yet.
transferred over. So she is like, all right, let's go meet David.
David.
all right. David,
Andy, look, it's a real monster.
don't show that on camera.
God,
It's a
can't-
drink.
Oh,
No.
oh my God.
No, it's not. Don't.
Well, since Roxy brings it up, if you listen to Wham Bam Thank You Man, please don't forget we have a code for Adam and Eve. You get a certain amount. Anyway.
I still can't believe we're sponsored by Adam and Eve on the fucking
And-
Smut podcast.
And Party City. Simultaneous.
Didn't
No.
No.
Spirit Halloween. not
Spirit
Halloween.
That's
Halloween.
right. Yeah. I'm sorry, I forget.
Didn't we hit aren't we about to hit 4,000 views?
Yes.
Yeah, 4,000 listens.
Wild.
We were briefly, yes.
God bless.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween. We're an affiliate of them.
Yep.
Hit us up later if you want links for that. All right. So, are you leaving the society?
Yeah.
All right. As you go to leave, Ethel waves a little hand at you. Oh, bye. Hope you come back. It's great talking to y'all. You're so sweet.
Why wouldn't we come back?
Oh, I mean, well, sometimes investigators don't come back.
How much are we
Oh.
getting paid for this again?
Oh, it's all in your contract.
Finished.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's a good paying job. It's just... She has like a actual mug full of coffee still that she's carrying with her up to the elevator.
Just the coffee ground, just chewing on it.
Oh,
no.
dear. Hey, Garrett, should we take that away?
It's fine.
Should-
No.
But are you
Do
sure?
you like all your fingers? Do you like your fingers?
Yeah, but
Yeah, so do I. I like all my fingers.
she wouldn't.
Yes, she would. I've seen it.
Oh,
To the bone.
to the bone.
To the bone.
Ethel taps her teeth.
Okay, let's go.
All right. You head to the elevator where you find the ever-present Frankie. Going up.
Well, I'm not going down.
Is going down an option?
She winks.
That is such a good line. That's such a good line.
Billy keeps that in mind.
There.
Is Autumn about to roll for how attractive she is?
Roll for titty?
Garrett
Yeah.
and the elevator girl. Sounds like an
We
indie
can.
movie.
We
Hold up,
can
y'all.
roll for
I need-
titty if you like.
I need to ride this one solo.
No!
We'll be back in 30, 40 minutes.
No!
Oh,
Billy just hears 30, 40 minutes and goes, okay.
Respect?
This is what happens when we all haven't been able to hang out in weeks.
Yeah, all the
It's
crews.
Roll for the boob.
Roll for
Anyways, we're going up.
Y'all go down in your own time. I want to get paid.
I like how my response was, well, I'm not going down. And then they're going, can I?
I just like, let her cook.
Oh. All right. So, as usual, excuse me, you're making me laugh so hard. My husband's acting up.
That's our tactic
One sec.
against the DM. You can't
Have you
kill
con-
us if...
You considered telling your lungs to just get good?
I have actually. That was my first tactic when I was, 12 and diagnosed.
That reminds me, Corinne, before you come to
Yes.
Asheville, please bring allergy medicine, because it's full spring, and the
Oh.
wildfire stuff.
I always do. I probably won't be leaving
Okay.
the house without a mask on because of
Okay.
the fire, especially. I'm allergic to smoke, so yeah. It'll be a good time for me.
Okay.
So I do apologize in advance if I'm a congested mess when I see you in Valley.
Listen, we have an air purifier. It's fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
What the fuck? I can't believe you would have allergies.
So inconsiderate of you.
How dare?
I'm just
The
Too-
impropriety of that suggestion.
I'm too good for this art, okay? I'm literally allergic to it.
I feel like this is just a talk show that sometimes has consequences
Yeah.
and
Welcome to the-
story.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, oh, this is kind of like that the Wham Bam, you know?
This is our
Talk show, more like cock show.
Hey. All right.
Speaking of
There are limited cocks in this channel.
Anyway, can we
Cox
just
Limited.
move on?
Wait,
With
wait,
David?
hold
one and a
on.
half.
Cox Limited, like COX Limited, sounds like a brand.
Unfortunately, it is. It's a brand of hospitals. COX. That's the hospital brand around here. It's Cox Health.
They're
Well,
a bunch of dicks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I bet you they have really good cock health, though.
Corinne,
I
please.
bet they have really shit bottom surgery options. Ironically,
Oh, it's because they don't have enough cocks to go around.
They have
fair
bottom
enough.
surgery options.
Oh, and I get in trouble for the runs, but this is
there
okay.
are options. There's many options actually.
No. Just particularly at these hospitals where I'm at in the middle of hell.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Christ.
Anyway,
Okay, last thing off topic for right now, specifically. Fun fact. I'm taking my dad for her top surgery next Tuesday.
hey!
Oh shit! What size is she getting? Is she gonna go full Dolly Parton or?
So she was very tempted to go very large, I think just because she was excited. But I was like, big boobs are painful. You're of an advanced age and you have not a great back. I would recommend not that big. So we'll see what decision she made. I don't know.
Maybe like a tasteful B or C.
Yeah,
you know?
like I think a
would
B or a
recommend
C would probably be best. But I guess I'll find out. She still hasn't told me what she decided on.
Honestly, good for her.
Tasteful
Yeah.
B is like is right around maybe a small C. That's right where I'm at.
It's a lovely size. Usually not too many back problems with that size.
I've unfortunately got diners and drive-ins and dives. I'm a triple D.
God, I hear you.
So
Oh, how horrible for me.
Man, it's a shame you don't like boobs now. A real shit.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Stuck with those
Why did I get
monsters.
stuck with
Maybe
this
I need to
woman
drink.
with enormous breasts?
maybe. Oh,
I love it here.
Apparently, there's something called Cox Unlimited. It's a charity organization for the preservation of cocks and wildlife.
I think that's a joke.
I just like to imagine
Cox
a rooster,
Unlimited.
a rooster sanctuary. It's called Cox Wildlife.
Oh my god.
All right, we are gonna move on, but I am gonna be cocky.
I am gonna be cocky. Hey, yo, your
Gonna
husband's
be
not home.
cognizant of our time.
Proud of you?
Andy's gonna kill us.
Found Cox Unlimited for a long time.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna survive it.
Okay, I'm. All right. Ooh, and I am completely sober. Okay. Yeah.
You three so far.
Okay. So, you, after a little bit of a flirty exchange there, you go up on the elevator. As always, it feels like a deep whoosh up from beneath you. It goes very fast. You don't know how long you're in there. And then you kind of, doors ding open, you stumble out a little, and Frankie gives a little wave.
Bye.
And then the doors close. And then they open again.
Is Frankie still there?
No.
Is there an elevator there?
It's a
I don't
really
know, is
fast
there?
elevator.
Oh no! You tell me. The door's reopened.
This bitch is Willy Wonking with her elevator.
Is there just like a hole into the earth, or is there? Like...
Yeah, there's just a really dark shaft. What?
Ah!
What color's the elevator doors?
The
If
elevator
I hear
doors.
pecan, I will reach through.
No, I was gonna say they're copper colored.
Okay.
Copper colored doors.
But yeah, no, it's just an empty. It appears to be just like an empty cavern. But when you look in, like it doesn't. You can look down. You can look up. You can also look side to side.
No.
And then the doors close again.
So anyway,
Yeah.
That was scary.
What? Has enough time passed?
Yeah, you've killed enough time that it is now, time for like David is getting off his shift. So you said you would meet him outside the fish tank. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How are you traveling? Are you traveling all together in one car, or are you taking separate cars? Because I think you have access to two.
We got 2, I believe.
Yeah. I think Alice and Billy have cars.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, are you splitting up?
Yeah, Nicola's and Alice's
Cousin car!
cousin car.
I guess Billy's just taking herself then.
I guess I'm wherever there's room.
The roof.
Wait, the back seat's empty. Why can't I be in there?
Well,
Nicholas
you
said
took
you
that coat. You owe me $10.
Which is a lot of money back then.
I imagine Mel would ride with Billy, because that's like her bodyguard, and also she's kind of done for the evening.
They're just like quietly just driving, just not really talking to each other.
The introvert car and the extrovert car.
Do you talk about anything particular while you drive in your introvert and extrovert cars? I assume the introvert car is very quiet.
Nicola is just going over her notes and just like, huh, man, yeah, these fishermen, they're definitely doing something interesting over here. Let's go talk to this Frank man.
Alice has like one hand on the steering wheel, the other like one of those thin old-timey cigarettes like kind of out the window, trying to relax over the sounds of Garrett screaming on top of the car. So, cousin, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think any of this is tied to the family?
I mean, being that it's like booze related, and with like the symbol that was on the bottles, I don't think so. I think there have been more cracks in it, you know?
So it's not one of us.
I don't think it's one of us.
Hmm.
I think we would know if someone was going around doing a whole fisherman shtick.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't really.
Oh my god, it's the right turn.
Oh! Alice just turns suddenly. Hold on, Garrett.
I'm trying.
No, I mean, I think we would have known if your mom was starting to do things again. And I mean, Garrett's brand new,
That's true.
so it's not Garrett.
I wonder how initiated he's been.
Yeah, well, I mean, his parents are dead, so that didn't help.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a low tunnel.
Oh, Duck!
No, I can see if I can let me call up my dad and see if he's got any sort of news. Maybe he's hearing something on the wire.
We can take him out to the property and let him know how we run things in America.
Oh, we should definitely do that with Garrett soon. Because
Garrett,
he
you
knows a
doing
little.
okay?
He knows a little, but we have not. I don't think anyone's fully done the.
I think
You
he
know.
just threw up on my car.
You've
Yeah,
taken
maybe
12
we-
rights in a row. I think one of those should have been a left.
You're just in a roundabout.
Thank you.
Maybe we. You know what? No, this is fine because we needed to have this conversation without him being exactly here. This is fine.
Yeah, he's distracted. I've been turning quite a bit. I think he's catching on, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get over
Treats
to the.
fitting for
Okay.
you too.
Oh, never mind. I got it. We're almost there.
I had the map upside down.
What about my hair?
Don't worry. It looks great.
I think I lost some in that tunnel.
So what's going on in the introvert car?
I feel like Billy's literally just driving.
Val, what
So,
is... yeah.
do you like to talk about ghosts?
Is this what Mel says? Does she turn over to Billy and go, so do you like talking about ghosts?
You believe in all that?
Not really,
Well,
but I like talking about it.
tell you what, you just talk on about it then.
So, I think that there's a ghost in my family's manor house.
Yeah? Why? What makes you think that?
My dad, sorry, they wouldn't say dad. I don't think that's a word. My father, he gets a real weird look whenever we mention the attic. Used to be a room that my great grandmother, one of the matriarchs of the family, lived in, and well, she died in there, so they say. Never took her body out, according to legend.
Billy is very practical of a person, so she'd be like, "Wait, I mean, that's starting to stink."
Well,
I think you'd know.
You'd think, but this was a long time ago, so
Suppose?
supposedly they walled off the room and made it into a chimney or something.
Big ass chimney.
The big ass house.
Fair enough. I didn't know you'd come from money. I should have guessed.
Come
though.
from money. Don't carry it with me.
Yeah.
It's not in my blood.
Yeah. If you ever figure out how to get it in your blood, let me know, because I wouldn't mind some.
I shed that blood, or I guess you could say they shed it for me.
I mean, everyone, you know, every couple of weeks. I mean, pretty normal.
That is to say, my family and I are on speaking terms.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that?
Not quite as authorial, if that makes sense.
Not so fancy.
I'm
Well-
writing a book, see.
Is your book about ghosts too?
It's about something creepy. That's what gave me the idea, but I'm not really sure if I believe in them anymore. I just don't know what to what to expect. That's why I took this job.
Suppose there's nothing wrong with looking. Just make sure you don't look so long it starts looking back at you. I suppose.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Is that your roommate driving in circles? Why is Garrett up on the roof of the car? Did he just puke?
She shrugs.
They must be lost. Oh well, they'll figure it out.
She's not my roommate, by the way.
Oh, roommate or roommate?
We're fucking.
Oh, now that I can get behind, literally and figuratively.
Well, I take it from the front and the back.
Good for you.
I can't stay
Gotta be
muted. I
flexible.
can't. I tried to stay muted throughout the whole thing. I slammed my mute button, but god fucking damn it.
Just
We're just-
we fucking.
It had to be said. It was.
We're
it was
just having
right
a
there.
conversation. Yeah, we're just having a conversation. What's wrong, Roxy?
We fucking.
I need you all to know, everyone listening, that in the Zoom call, Karma, Autumn, and I just immediately like flew out of the screen.
It's been very funny funny to watch y'all's reactions to like Val and I's conversation. Like when I was like, well, yeah, every couple of weeks, you know, it's pretty normal. Y'all just every direction.
The extrovert car's talking about family. Meanwhile, these fucking introverts.
We're
Talking about ghosts
family
and
after
fucking.
session.
Yeah.
You ever seen a dead body? By the way, we're fucking. It's the most water sign conversation I've ever heard.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
What
His
about
name
a
was
dead body?
Slim Jimothy.
We got ghosts in our house.
Listen, Billy, like, Mel has dirt on Billy. That is why Billy is hanging around. There is not a fucked up thing that Mel could say that's not going to keep Billy around because she doesn't want that shit getting out. So she's just like, yeah? Well, tell me more about this fucked up shit happening in your life.
Blackmail besties.
And the thing is, since she's suspicious of everybody, the fact that she knows this about her the fact that Mel knows this about Billy makes her trust Billy more, ironically. So she's like, you're not trying to hide anything from me. Because I
You
know.
want to hear about ghosts?
You want to talk about ghosts?
By the way,
Talk about
I'm
my
fucking
special
that lady
interest, which is ghosts.
driving in
if-
circles.
I will say, if Roxy had not have unmuted Billy was about to be like, she any good?
And here's how she would have answered.
I get you some tips.
Tips, tea?
So you want to get you a peach? Split that in half. Get you some practice.
I love that Mel wouldn't respond. Just kind of.
That borders on impropriety.
Yeah.
Oh, but saying we're fucking isn't impropriety.
She has a weird standard of decorum.
I'll say.
Just a weird gal. Ain't
All
nothing
right.
wrong with it.
We've
So-
arrived.
You've arrived.
Oh my god, we're
We've all arrived together.
You've
Oh,
arrived
that's
together.
sweet.
You have reached the completion of your driving quest.
We came.
like
we saw.
we
We
should-
conquered.
I feel like we should be like 10 minutes behind them because we're just driving in circles.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay.
Well, the thing is, we were having this conversation, and then we saw them doing this number, which means they were ahead of us. But
I
we
think the
did-
question is, did you keep going after you saw them driving in circles, or
yeah.
did you follow
Oh yeah.
them?
Shit.
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah.
stop
You
and
probably
help them.
saw the first circle.
we are purpose-driven individuals.
Okay.
They have to pay the dumbass tax. Billy's not gonna go help them. They gotta they gotta pay the dumbass tax.
You say purpose driven, I say food motivated for me.
That's how you describe dogs, Girly Pop.
I know that's the joke.
So is Alice is that like her thing? Like she's food motivated?
Food motivated.
No.
She's like a golden retriever.
Alice is like shiny things, like a crow. Like, too many of her and there's a murder.
No, she's bread motivated.
Get that bread.
You might also call her cheese motivated. She has to get that cheddar.
Yeah.
God.
So we're
All right.
here.
You're here.
Where's David?
So David comes out looking pretty tired. It was a long shift. He's wiping like kind of some of the sweat off his brow with a handkerchief and then tucking it into his pocket. And then he sees all of you kind of show up and he's like, "Oh, good, you made it. I was kind of worried that I guess I was just worried."
There.
That's
Don't
sweet.
worry. We're here.
Thank
Is
you.
this the little twink I flirted with?
Yes.
I'm tougher now. Look, I wasn't worried too much.
Once again, he's a little bit in awe of you, Billy. He stammers a little and then it's like, well, let's go to the apartment. It's not very far from here. And he starts walking. Do you do anything while you're walking there? I'd say it's about a 5 to 7 minute walk, like not very far.
Yeah. Billy's gonna be in the back of the crew, keeping an eye on shenanigans. You know, pulling out a pocket napkin for Garrett to wipe the puke off his face.
Garrett is fully just clutching his chest as he like hobbles along, just like.
Nicola is just letting Alice be the master manipulator that she is to get answers out of this boy.
And Mel is like 30 feet ahead of everybody else.
Do you even
Then
know
she
where you're
realizes she
going?
doesn't know where she's
No, well,
going. Yeah.
you're one besides David.
Oh,
She's probably like right next to David.
Oh, yeah.
I like to imagine that Nicola and Alice have like their arms linked, and Alice whispers over like, "So if we do this," and like Nicola's like, "And if we do this," like scheming, you know. Poor Garrett's hobbling behind.
Oh.
And you're talking about boys, quote unquote.
Yeah,
God.
definitely.
This
Not
is the 40s.
whole
They're
race.
talking about their cousins.
Oh God.
Awful.
Bunkin' cousins.
Ugh.
They call them kissing cousins. All right.
Our family's weird, but we don't go that far.
We don't go that far. We're not that kind of family.
What all families say.
We're from Europe, not the South.
Do you okay? DM interruption. Do you know how much family fucking went on in royal families in Europe?
Oh, it was completely. But our family isn't royal.
It was also anyone who had like wealth and power because they wanted to keep it in the family. Okay. Just saying, if you had wealth and power, it might have been your family.
It's
Anyway.
very possible.
Anyway.
Nicola doesn't want to accept it.
Autumn space right now.
Garrett doesn't know anything about any of this.
Look, we moved to the United States, and then we said no more.
Had to cross a whole border to get away from that family.
Yep.
no more
an
cousins
entire
left in the
ocean.
Americas.
When your family tree looks like a wreath.
I actually was working on a family tree for our family, and it's not a wreath, but it is circular.
I mean, it's getting close to a wreath there, isn't it?
I wouldn't admit that to God, Karma. Good on you.
You gotta go back a little farther to get to the true circle.
So okay, quick aside, and then we'll continue. I just want to say the funny thing is my family kind of has like the opposite problem. My grandpa literally like got in a fight with his, or my grandpa, or yeah, it was my grandpa, got in a fight with his brother, left his family, went and started a new family in Indiana, and changed his name. Like there's a whole segment of our family that we call like the Indiana, our last name, and the last name changes just one letter. It's like an A at the end to an O at the end. And so it's literally just he went, changed his name, his first name to something similar, and then his last name he just changed one letter and was like, I'm a new man now, new family, forget about my old family. And then one of my dad's cousins was doing a family tree and found the other family, and then we had a whole new like series of families start coming to family reunions, and it was all like because he just went and started a new family because he got mad at his brother. He just like fucking left.
Honestly, what an icon.
Yeah. It was just so funny. Like the first year they came to a family reunion was the one that was at my house. And my parents had to explain, okay, so these are family you've literally never met before, but that's because
Oh my
long
God.
backstory. Yeah, so exact opposite problem. Anyway, that's one of the fun family sagas of my family. is the whole other side of our family that we didn't know existed.
Do they know what the fight was about? Because like leaving family is one thing.
Yeah.
If you're like brothers fight and like never
Yeah.
talk, but just to be like, and also screw my wife and kids. It's like
Yeah,
I'm gone.
I do not know. Like, and maybe other people in my family do, but I was young when this was talked about. So if it was something scandalous, they weren't going to tell me. I was like 12 to 13. So like they weren't going to say like, my best guess, honestly, is that there was like a brother slept with someone's wife on one of these sides is my guess. Like, because that's one reason to get up and leave your family. Because you got in a fight with your brother. So that's my best guess, but I cannot say if that's true or not because I literally do not know because I was too young for anybody to tell me. And at this point, it seems awkward to ask.
I honestly, I think you should ask and get back with us.
Yeah.
I need clarification on this story.
I'm deeply invested now, and I really want to know.
Wait for after the top surgery while all drugged up.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So tell me.
Oh my god, that's an amazing idea.
I got you.
She does get really dopey when she's on, like, after surgery.
Unethical life hack.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, regardless, back to the game. I had to. All right. Let me just get to the apartment. 1 second.
Oh, I should probably have Roll20 open, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
I definitely haven't had it open this whole time.
Well, then you didn't hear my lovely background sounds.
I didn't.
I'm playing them. It's pretty fantastic.
Thank you.
I simply forgore.
You forgore?
I forgore.
Ah, here we go.
Now I have tunes.
Oh, what are you pulling up? I'm
just double checking my notes.
Whenever the DM gets quiet, I'm just like, what are you doing?
What have you done, crazy lady?
Okay, all right. I need to remember a little backstory before I switch to the music officially. Here we go. All right. So David brings you to his apartment, and like as you get to the building, it's not like super run down or anything, but it is a little shabby. You know, it's two brothers sharing an apartment. One of them works as essentially a busboy at a restaurant, and the other one runs booze like Andy. So it is, you know, they make enough money, but not enough to necessarily be rolling in it. The building is a little shabby, but as you know, you open the door and head up, it's a couple floors up before you get up to the apartment. Now, when you get to the door, like just before, when you're in the hallway before it, David kind of puts his hands out and says, "Before you go in, I just want you to go easy on him, okay? He's like I said, he really hasn't been well since, and honestly, you're the first people he's seeing besides me since the incident."
Oh, don't worry. We're very sensitive about these things. I'm certain we'll be on our best behavior. And Alice like shoots daggers at everyone else. Like, don't.
Okay. Okay. And then, you know, he keeps walking and comes to a door, pulls a set of keys out of his pocket, and puts it in the lock. As he goes to turn it, you hear, like, a gruff voice from inside. "Who's there?" And then David, "It's me, Frank. It's just me." And then you don't hear anything else. Then he opens the door, and it's completely pitch black inside. Frank, are you just hanging out in the dark again? You know that's not good for, like your health. And he steps inside, and he's kind of like fiddling, trying to find like a lamp. And he doesn't really gesture for you to come in yet because he doesn't want you to come in when it's dark and like trip over something. After a couple seconds, you see that a light comes on, like kind of in the corner. It doesn't fully illuminate, but it's enough that you can see into the like doorway in the entryway. And he calls out to Frank again. Frank, I brought some friends with. Don't freak out, man. I just, I think you need someone to talk to who isn't me. And there's no response. He looks back to you and shrugs. He's like, come in, I guess.
Is this someone Billy would have had run-ins with?
You've probably known Frank in passing. Like you've probably seen him every once in a while, like because you were familiar with the fish tank as a bar, and Frank was their usual runner. So, like, you may have, excuse me, seen him, but like it's not like bootleggers are super close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more of like a acquaintance kind of person you maybe saw around different jobs or at different, different speakeasies.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Enough to recognize him by look and like kind of be able to put a name to a face, but not much beyond that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I want you to know, Corinne, it's taking everything in my power not to be like, I have dark vision. I have.
I can see everything.
Oh.
That does remind me. Val, did Mel have something about being able to see better in the dark?
Good question.
Just because I know likes to explore dark places.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
The reason, so I'm gonna check, but like this is my laptop. I don't have any of the stuff saved to it, so
Oh.
I have to look it up.
Let me take a quick look, see if I. Come here, look. Because I feel like I remember something. No.
Autumn, just Garrett, because you lurk in dark alleys.
No, he works the alleys, the back
Works
alleys.
alleys, got it.
Oh my God.
I'm
That's
just
why I keep saying
Garrett.
AO. Because he works the back alleys.
God, I didn't know our cousin was a harlot.
He wasn't without family for a while. We can't fault him for what he did to survive.
Yeah, well, when you age out of the foster care
Okay.
system.
Explores
Jesus, this
dark
is dark.
places.
I don't know why y'all still let me around here.
That's okay, us either.
Okay, so there is
Fair.
something called Dark Explorer, but that isn't until later. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, I don't think you have it yet. Because right now, I think you just have Superb Explorer. You're trained in perception, endurance, gymnastic tasks. But I would say because you're trained in perception, you would have a better chance of trying to, like, see something in this dark apartment.
Okay.
Anyone who's trained in perception, but so.
I'm trained in all non-combat tasks.
Okay. So, yeah, I would say you two would probably have the best chance of seeing something in this dark situation.
Yeah, I will try and see.
All right, so I'd say for both of you, I would usually say that it's a challenging task, so target number 15 to see in this very dark apartment with only this one light source. But because you're both trained, that would be marked down to a 12 to pass. And then if you wanted to use any effort, you could lower it one more step.
I rolled a 13.
I
All
rolled
right.
a 17.
Oh, perfect. You both see a lot of things then. So it is very dark. one thing that you two notice is that the light is kind of reflecting off some of the surfaces, and through that you're able to see, make a little bit more sense of the room shape. You see that it is a long room. Oh, my cat is pulling my screen away. It is a long room that has a cabinet on one side that has glass panes in it, so you're seeing some of the light reflecting off of that. And then you also see like a dark shape of what appears to be a couch of some kind, like some sort of seating area. There's a small table to the right, just beside the door. You think this acts as like an eating nook of sorts. And then there's a tiny alcove that has a stove and kind of like a basic kitchen area. But there isn't a lot of room. It's essentially just like a small divot in the wall where there's a little bit of tile. And then you do see that there is a door that is closed to the left. You would assume that is a bedroom or a bathroom. And then there is one other door, which you would assume is either a bedroom or bathroom as well. So this is an apartment that has its own bathroom, which is nice, instead of having to share one with the floor, which was a little bit more common. You probably think that their place is more run down because they have the bathroom than if they didn't have it. They would be able to afford a slightly nicer place. Finally, you don't see anyone, at least that you can tell, in this room.
Okay.
But that's about all either of you can see in the dark, just because it's not very bright in here.
Nicola is gonna take like a couple steps in. Just kind of peek her head around.
All right. As you move a little bit further, like once you really cross the threshold into the room, there's this heavy feeling in your chest. You feel like it's not so much that you're being watched.
Hey,
Val, you're unmuted.
sorry. Sunny was drinking toilet water.
Don't close that lid. That's well water.
I know.
Ooh.
Don't drink toilet water, you nasty.
Sorry. The choice of owning a golden retriever. You'll get to meet him soon, Corinne.
I'm so excited to meet him. David says, "Hey, stop drinking the toilet water." No.
No, that's the special bathroom they have in their flat.
It's because Frank loves toilet water.
Ugh.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wait till Val is back and seated.
Make sure you mute, lady.
All right. So that hey really startled me.
Heaviness in chest.
Yeah. So there is a heaviness in your chest, and it doesn't quite feel like someone's watching you, but it does feel as if it's almost the sensation you get when you're performing, or like you're getting it up in front of an audience, where you feel too perceived. You feel not so much that any individual person is watching you, or there's just one like set of eyes on you. Instead, it's this heavy weight of existing and being seen, and it kind of settles in your chest.
Just not a fan. Just goes, hello? Frank?
What is it, buddy?
Who are you?
Val, you need to mute. Because I thought that was Frank for a second, and I about pissed myself. Just as
Sorry, I
horrible-
thought I was muted.
Ow.
My name's Nicola. Are you okay?
Fine, okay.
I'm You know, I heard you had a like an incident. I just wanted to check on you.
You hear a thud from the bathroom.
I'm not gonna open the door on this man while he's shitting.
I'm not
Frank's
sure.
apparently, too.
Billy would probably like kind of put a hand out, like I wouldn't go too far in. Just
Yeah. No, she's not. She knows better.
David's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Garrett's gonna step across the threshold too. Do I get hit with that same feeling?
You do. Although it's a little bit different for you. You feel a weight in your chest. Like that being perceived, being known. But at the same time, it makes your chest ache.
I'm gonna step back out of the room.
Garrett wishes to be known.
I tell you what, Billy will probably walk in too, because she's nervous about any of them trying to go too far in without backup, even though she can't see.
So, Billy, as you step in, you also feel the heavy weight. But for you, it seems familiar. I would like you to roll, let's call this a basic like intelligence roll here. So if you have any like points in kind of like intelligence based skills, I would allow you to use that skill unless it literally made no sense.
Hold on. I thought this was the sheet I had filled out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I don't have any of my fucking points listed. I'm gonna scream. Well, sorry, I'm gonna check one more place.
That's okay.
David doing anything?
Yes. So David has walked a little bit further into the room and he's turning on more lights. He's found like an overhead light. It's kind of dim and flickery, but he hits the switch and it comes on, and you see a living room that has seen better days. There's a kind of broken down coffee table. The couch looks disheveled, not necessarily dirty, just like unkempt. And there's like some kind of like newspapers and various kind of detritus around the living room. And he looks back and he's like, I'm really sorry about the mess. I don't know what Frank's doing in here.
No judgment.
Corinne, you and I may have to get together after this to figure out points again, so I'll just do a raw roll, I suppose.
Okay, I'll say that I think because you were good with technology and stuff, you at least had some, I think you were probably trained in intelligence skills. So I'm going to say that usually I would say this is a demanding, but I'm going to say it's standard because I know you had some training in intelligence skills. So you're going to try and roll a 6 or higher.
Okay. On a d20, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. That's an 11.
All right. So you're brought back to the way your house felt when you were growing up. And it wasn't always that way. It all started after your sister brought home that journal. The one she found in the thrift store. The secondhand shop journal that had been basically empty. And she had took it and started writing her heart and soul into it. And you remember that this feeling just grew and grew and grew. Until the day you went home. And you know what happens next.
Corinne, you're an asshole. Just
Yes,
to
I
them,
am.
because I'm not going to tell them anything either.
I know you're not. I'm keeping it vague. Does anyone else step in further?
Yeah. Alice will cross the threshold.
Feel a heavy weight in your chest, 1,000 eyes upon you, the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's like you're in front of a crowd you'll never fit into.
Alice mentally flips them all off. She's a star. She doesn't care if they approve. They don't understand art.
I would like you to do an intelligence, essentially a save for me here. If you are trained in like intelligence or something like that, like let me know.
So it's a
'Cause-
D20?
Yes, you're rolling a d20, and you are trying to. This would be challenging, but if you're trained, it would be difficult.
I am trained. I rolled
Okay.
a 16.
All right. So you let out a deep breath and you focus. You've stood up in front of crowds before. You're a woman who knows what she wants. You know who you are. You shake it off. You feel the weight leave your chest. You feel your shoulders loosen a little. While it's still there, it doesn't feel as cloying, as thick as it once did.
Okay.
Mel is the only one who hasn't stepped in further.
Alice is gonna look back at Mel and hold her hand out. Like, come on.
Don't let that door shut with us in here.
So is it like,
I'll hold
is
it
it
open
dark
for
in there?
It's brighter now. It's now, you can see the living room fully now, but the door to the bathroom and the bedroom are still closed. You did hear the thud from the one you assume is the bathroom based on location.
She kind of, since it's lighter in here, she's less comfortable. So that's why she's the last one to go in.
All right.
Because she was like Kurt Cobain before Kurt Cobain wrote "It Smells Like Teen Spirits."
You edgy fuck. I can't.
All right. As Mel walks in, she also feels that heavy weight on her chest. That feeling of being perceived. And in this case, it takes you back too. It reminds you of how you felt in your family home, of how you felt before you left or were driven out. Depends on whose story you're listening to. As you kind of fall back into that memory a little bit, is there anything that sticks out to you in particular? Like any specific moments that you would have felt like that, felt that weight more than anything?
The moment that she told her family the truth about herself, and she was disinherited and left to fend for herself from that point forward.
It feels just like that. It feels like the moment your true self became apparent and you were thrown to the curb for it. Like you would never be accepted. Now, anybody who has felt this feeling, any of you, can also try and shrug it off like Roxy did, if you like.
Oh, yeah. Nicola definitely tries to shrug it off.
All right. Roll me. I believe I said that was a challenging pass, so you get a 15 or higher, but you are trained in intelligence, I believe.
Mhm.
So that would make it a 12 or higher.
That's a 17.
All right.
When I step back outside of the room, does the feeling leave?
It lingers for a moment, and then it's almost like a pulling, and it's gone. So, Nicola, as you kind of take deep breaths, and for you, it's remembering that you work like 3 jobs. You are trying to fit into a world that wants to see you as lesser, and instead you rise above. And in that moment, you breathe out You remember all the people who have looked down on you, and you essentially said, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway.
It's true.
And as that happens, you feel it lift off your chest, lift off your shoulders. Your mind clears a little. And it's still there, but it is not as overwhelming. Now, Mel and Billy, do you try to shrug it off?
No. This is like her default state, but a little bit worse.
All right.
Billy.
She can write about it later.
Great inspiration.
I'll
No, go
use
ahead.
the sorrow for my art.
Billy's learned that ignoring your instincts is a bad idea, so she's going to be subtly looking for a book as more lights are lit up. Like, she's going to be looking for that journal. But she would much rather stay aware.
Yeah. All right. So you don't shrug it off. And Garrett, do you stay outside the apartment? Or do you go back in?
Long kind of pause. Garrett's like standing at the threshold. Now you can see he's just he really doesn't want to do this, and he kind of steels himself and steps back from the threshold. I am trained in intellect defense.
All right.
So,
Would you once again feel that weight press on your chest? You feel that pain in a really specific place that I won't say, but I think you know. And then, do you try and shrug it off?
well, absolutely.
All right. So that would be a 12 for you, because you are trained.
It's a 9.
You try. You think back to how you've essentially pulled yourself up from your bootstraps, for lack of a better term of phrase. You think about the years you spent alone and how finding your family has provided an anchor for you that you didn't have before. However, it's not enough. There's too much history that you're still fighting against. And instead, that weight settles even harder. You feel a sharp pain. And it's almost enough to, cause you to, crouch over. You may lean against a wall or take a gasping breath. Something along those lines as it sinks in deeper.
So, Alice is gonna kind of look around, and she's gonna notice we're all in here, and she's gonna kind of look back and see that Garrett's really, it's taking a bit of a toll on him. And she's gonna look over at Nicola and be like, psst. And, just make eyes over at Garrett. And she's going to hand Nicola a coin with a symbol on it to pass to Garrett. And Corinne, I think you know what the symbol is
I do.
for
but
our family.
I would love you to describe it.
Oh, okay.
Do
So
we have to?
Well, okay.
they're gonna find out eventually who we're affiliated with. You know.
Okay. Okay. So,
Oh,
the
real
question
quick, if
is-
any mods want any food, there's blood in the water.
Nom,
Oh.
nom, nom.
Get 'em.
Nom, nom, nom.
Get X Storm XBR.
Auntie
okay.
won. Auntie got the food tonight. Autumn, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
He'll starve. So, okay, what I was gonna say is, if you want to keep this coin, I suppose in this scenario, David is going to be our viewers. If you want to keep this coin hidden from David and not have him see, you're going to have to be stealthy with passing it along. Because David has now turned back to you, and because, he kind of sensed that Garrett, wasn't feeling well, whether, you know, it was a noise or something. You know, he turned around and he's looking at you all. So if you want to pass this coin without David seeing it and without our audience knowing what it is, you're going to have to be a little stealthy.
I'm okay. Cause to them it's just a little good luck charm. Like, Diva wouldn't think
It is a little
anything.
good luck charm.
For our family, it is.
It is a little good luck charm. I respect your choices.
Bear in mind that Garrett is a thief, so he may just be secretive for the sake of being secretive.
Yeah.
It's a part of the air. It's part of this. It's an affected sort of thing that he does.
Quick cousin question. Do we want them to see it or do we want to hide it?
I feel like the whole purpose of it is to not be widely known.
Okay. What do you think, Autumn?
I think it's going to come down to the roll.
How stealthy can you be?
Oh, I'm not trained in stealth, just manipulation. Oh, okay.
You could try and manipulate David to look away, I will say.
You know what I could do? I could walk by Nicola and just like put it like in her hand, like I was grasping her hand like for comfort, and then distract David while Nicola gives it
This is true.
to Garrett.
All right, yeah, if you'd like to do that, I would say that's a subtle enough action that it wouldn't be immediately noticeable,
So-
especially... Oh, go ahead.
You could, like, do a little bit of misdirection. You could, like, make out with me or something.
Shut up!
I mean,
Here, I thought you were gonna give like a real response.
No, I mean, that is a real response.
No!
I mean, he
This
would
man is in a
not
crisis.
He would not be paying attention to the
Feel like
point.
that is not at all what should happen in this
So
situation.
anyway, Alice is gonna kind of, you know, squeeze Nicola's hand, transfer the coin with the symbol into it, and then start talking to David, and saying, "Oh, sorry, my cousin's not been feeling too well. I'm afraid I drove a bit recklessly on our way here. We were kind of worried. Is he always hidden away? Is he going to come out and see us?"
So, since this is a manipulation...
But it's not a lie.
But it's not a lie, but it is a manipulation. I would like you to roll. I'm going to say manipulation for you is standard. You are trained in it. So, I would say it originally would have been demanding, but for you it is standard. So a 6 or higher.
Oh, 13. We're good.
Okay. Yes. So David is completely distracted by you. We will continue this discussion in a minute. I would like to allow Nicola to pass the coin to David. I mean Garrett, not
To
David.
Garrett?
To Garrett.
Ah, yes, a new initiate.
Just to David.
Nicola's
David
just
family
going to.
Make sure he doesn't spend it, I swear to God.
Oh, yeah. Is gonna walk over to Garrett and be like, "Hey, you good?" And then just do like a quick, like hand tap, basically, with the token that we have.
Garrett is not good. I think Garrett has been trying to not collapse, and I would think I kind of like through the pain and all, trying to determine is there a cause of this? Is this coming from something? Is this just an ambient thing, or is there something in this room that's doing this?
God,
So
we're
you
gonna
could-
have to have a talk with him after this. He knows so little. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, this is not going well.
So, so you're trying to work out like why this is happening, if there's a source in the room.
Yeah, I'd like to use sensitive brain.
Yes. Can you read sensitive for me again?
Yeah, for the next 10 minutes, you're tasked to perceive abnormal presences or influences are used, including those that are usually imperceptible to regular people or animals.
Okay. So I'd say usually finding the source of this would be challenging because the feeling itself is so overwhelming. However, I'm just going to say it is difficult for you because it is eased, so you need a 12 or higher.
12 or higher. Let's see how the dice treats you in a second. What do you think?
And I would like to imagine the coin is an assist. Like,
I will say that essentially as you're trying to figure this out, you're struggling. Like you're still overwhelmed. However, as you're focusing, Nicola comes and presses the coin into your hand. And as your hand closes around that coin, you feel some of that pressure lift off your chest. And as some of that pain and pressure leave, it's still there, but not as strong, you are able to narrow down that this sense of foreboding and doom is coming from the bathroom.
I mean, same, but
one of the runs.
started in the toilet, it'll end in the toilet, god damn it.
Nicola's gonna look at Garrett and go, talk me through it. Are you muted?
No?
No, your mouth moved, but there was no sound.
I think Garrett would go. It's coming from him. Like there's something wrong with him, and just kind of like point towards the bathroom.
Now, as that little conversation was happening, Alice is talking to David, and you had asked, is he always like this? Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
So David runs a hand through his hair and kind of grabs at it a little bit, like stressed, which is something I do personally when I'm stressed. And he looks to the bathroom. He used to be a really vivacious guy, you know. Could really command a room. But I don't see a lot of them these days. You know, either he's in the bathroom or sitting in the dark, you know, like when we came in, or, you know, I go to bed at night and he's already in bed, blankets pulled over him. I miss my brother.
Well, hey, you know, he's still there. We'll just do our best to get him to remember who he is. And that's not a lie. That's not manipulation, you know.
As you say that, you know, he smiles a little, like, you know, but you can tell that whatever this weight is, it's on him too. You know, he feels it as he walks in here. And so he calls out to Frank. Hey, Frank, I really think you should come out here, man. I know you don't like talking to people right now, and I get it. But I think, you know, it'd be great if we could just see him. Can you just come out? And he, you know, is leaning against the wall beside the bathroom door. First there's silence. And you hear a bang. Another bang. Kind of like things are being slammed around inside. But you're not really sure what's in there, so you can't say for sure. And each bang, David winces a little bit. And then you hear the handle jiggle. And it creaks open a little bit. The door just a crack. And it's completely dark in the bathroom. Looks like the window must be covered or something, because it is pitch black in there.
You have a flashlight. I do.
You want to shine it in?
Maybe just at the floor at first? I don't want to shine a bright light into his eyeballs.
Yeah, do the scary movie thing where it slowly moves up.
Yeah.
Andy's
Would you like to
face.
do the scary movie thing?
I think we should.
All right. So you pull out your flashlight, flicking it on. And at first it's pointed at the ground because you don't want to hit Frank in the eyes. You slowly travel it up, and at first you don't see anybody. But then, standing in roughly the middle of this small bathroom, you do see a shape. And this shape is kind of blending into the darkness a little bit. As the flashlight moves up, first they hit feet. The feet are bare. He is showing feet.
Reapers are out?
The grippers are out. And they look normal, you think, for feet. I mean, it's not like you're staring at too many grippers that often. But you keep going up, and you see a pair of jeans. The jeans are incredibly dirty. Like, they look like they're covered in, I don't know, maybe dirt. There's also some kind of yellowish stains. And there's just, they're very gross. You continue up, and you get to a tank top that was probably once white. It's not white anymore, more of a dingy gray. And that's when you see arms. His arms are hanging loose at his sides, kind of lifeless, as if he's just standing there and hasn't moved. And yet you know he was banging around in here shortly before. You know he opened the door. And yet, as you stare at him, as you see more and more revealed by the flashlight, it's almost as if he's never moved ever before. Like a statue. Your flashlight goes up, and you start to notice something a little bit more. As, you know, you are able to see more of his hands and his fingers and his arm, you notice they're a little bit swollen, almost. A little bit jaundiced. Almost yellowy. And at first you think it's maybe the flashlight itself. But you realize, no, his feet hadn't looked that way. They hadn't been that color. And then you go up. Do you reach his face? Or do you stop at his chest?
Yeah. I've gotten this far.
Right? You tilt the flashlight up towards his face. And he's incredibly pale. Somehow, despite the fact that his fingers were yellowy, his skin is chalk white with deep, dark circles like pits beneath his eyes. Eyes that, as you shine your flashlight in them, look bloodshot and almost bulging. His mouth is chapped, lips bloody. And you can see that there's blood smeared around his mouth. You think it may be his, but honestly, it's hard to tell. Those eyes that were so sunken were first gazing at the ground when you swing the flashlight up. And then they zoom in on you, flicking up as soon as the light does.
Ooh, she shut the door so fast.
No, that's rude. No.
Nicola has the surviving brain cell. The brain cell that allows you to survive.
She shuts that door so fast.
Now, Nicola, you took some very great notes about what happened in the fish tank and the
Yep.
description of the bodies.
Yep.
Can you read what happened to those bodies again?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just getting the right page. They were cold, eyes bulging, teeth clenched, shirts burst open like they ripped them open to fit more booze. That's what I have. I'm seeing if there's anything else.
No, that's about it. But I don't know if some of that sounds familiar to what you just saw.
Mm-mm.
Now, after you close that door, there isn't any sound until my microphone just changed. There we go, fixed it. I fucked up my camera and my microphone with that.
Oh.
There we go. There's heavy knocking on the door. It thuds and thuds and thuds. And you hear Frank inside. David, I don't think we should have friends over. David, who are they? David, why are they in our apartment? And David kind of had shrunk back a little as the pounding had happened on the door. Like I said, man, I think you need to talk to somebody. They're really nice, and I think you just need to talk to somebody. You know, not me. And then well, if they want to talk so bad. And since they're already here, what's the worst that can happen, David? And the door creaks open. Once more.
Nicola's taken like 6 steps backwards towards the door to the hallway.
Alice is in front of Nicola. She's kind of like stepped in front of her cousin.
Billy's ready. Billy is in fighting position, just like casual, but like she's ready to box a bitch.
Nicola is tiny and little. She is not meant to fight people.
Listen, Alice is willowy, but she's tall and she's got long nails. She ain't scared.
Speaking of nails, a hand wraps around the door frame. And you can see that Frank's nails have been bitten away. Chewed. And those yellowy fingers are there again. Just disconcerting and thick, like swollen. The hand reaches around, and then his arm comes into view. And then he pushes the door open with his other hand. And there's Frank in all his glory. Billy, he doesn't look much like you remember him. You remember him being, you know, a fairly fit guy, a guy who could get it, as the kids say. But now he looks more like a dead body. There's still life in his eyes, but there's something very unsettling with the way he moves. Almost with a certain rigor to his every single action.
What in the goddamn happened to you?
His eyes jerk to you. Billy. I knew there was somebody I knew. And that statement doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But David just kind of shrugs, like, so you've bet! We run in the same circles.
Hard not to meet. What in the hell's happened?
Oh. You know. Sometimes you sample the product.
Where did you...
You ever done that, Billy?
I like getting paid, so I try not to.
Well, some of us aren't quite as good at holding back. And as he says holding back, he kind of jerks forward, stepping past all of you, going towards the couch and collapsing into it. As he does, he starts rifling through the newspapers and various detritus that are on the coffee table. It seems like he's kind of forgotten about you, because instead of engaging in the conversation anymore or following up on that, he grabs a pen and starts circling and underlining things in the newspaper.
Can I see what he's like circling?
Yeah, I would need a perception. I would say he's not particularly hiding it, so this would just be a standard. If you're trained in perception, so you just need a 3 or higher.
Well, that's a 16, so...
Perfect, you definitely hit it then. As you you sidle over a little bit and take a look, it looks like he is circling and underlining the names of people. And some of those people are in the obituary, and some of them are in the social column, and some of them are in the general news section. You don't necessarily recognize any of the names. However, I would say that Alice might, or Mel might, or even Billy might.
Ever at the opportunity to say she knows people, Alice is gonna step forward and look at the names.
So, one of the names is in the obituaries. And you recognize it as somebody whose house you went to a party at once. And then there's another name. This one is in the social column, where, you know, they talk about events and the goings-on in town. And you find the name of somebody you're quite familiar with. Now, I can't say for certain, Alice, if you might have had a fling with this individual in the past. But it would have been possible. They swing the right way, is what I'm saying.
Oh!
And then you see that Laurent, the maitre d' from the restaurant, is mentioned in an article at the front, and his name has been circled.
Now, Frank, darling, why are you circling Laurent's name? He's a peach.
Oh, I know.
So are these the names of folks you fancy? Have they been kind to you? You want to get to know them more?
Well, they know.
They know what?
He looks up at you, and his eyes are glazed over. You feel an intense wave of that pressure, of that being seen, being perceived, being othered. About me.
Do they know about what happened to you and the others?
No. They don't know about that. They don't know about that. And he's rocking. He's rocking.
Frank, then do they know about you as a person? Tell me more.
Frank goes silent. And he's looking at his hands. And the pen. And he stops. Goes completely still. And David speaks up. He circled Laurent's name?
Yes, right there.
He kind of taps his fingers together awkwardly. None of this leaves this room, right?
Of course.
So, you might say, and they were roommates?
Frank and Laurent?
Yeah, it was a while ago, but...
Mm-hmm. And no more? Did they end things?
Yeah, I mean, it was amicable. It wasn't...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's fixated now. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he means.
Do you know these other names he circled? Have they been past roommates as well?
He kind of tries to look over the newspaper without like getting too close to Frank, because Frank is clearly acting very weird. And he kind of points to the name in the obituary. Yeah, they were roommates. That was a little more recent.
Why in the hell are you circling their names, Frank? Billy's getting annoyed. Like, she wants some goddamn answers.
Alice whips her head back like...
Because they know.
Know what, you stubborn ass?
Billy!
They
No.
know who I am. They know I don't fit. They know I don't fit. They know I don't fit. I don't fit. I don't fit. And they know, and they can't know. They can't know, because if they know, then other people will know. And he slams his hand down on the coffee table. And it breaks.
Frank! That was a lovely coffee table. But you don't want to hurt yourself. Many say that we don't fit, but that's not the case at all. We've always existed. I myself might have been told that I don't fit, but, well, in the great things in which we are all connected, there is a place for all of us.
unclenches his hand and smooths out the newspaper on the now collapsed coffee table. I didn't used to care. I wish I couldn't care. I
Wait.
don't know why I care.
Would you like our help in not caring?
You see that his bulging eyes are now kind of reddened, as if he's about to cry. I never should have tried it. I never should have tried it.
What did you try, Frank?
The limoncello.
Frank, I have to ask you, who made that batch?
I don't know. Mr. Boots gave me some.
Mr. Boots?
That's what he called himself. Stupid fucking name. Stupid fucking name.
That's the one that Lucia talked about.
So that's the bastard that did this, huh?
I don't know. I drank the entire bottle. Couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. And then it felt like the world was closing in.
Well, Frank, I want you to know that I appreciate you sharing this with us. It's not easy sharing our past mistakes, especially when it comes to such precarious times over what? Booze? They're crazy.
They can't stop it.
Pixie, I have DM'd you.
Have responded to said DM as well.
Well, I'm not saying you can't.
This is a family business.
Okay. Alice is going to step forward and say, you know, Frank, you seem like a very well-connected man. And like someone who's looking for his place in the, you know, great quilt of things. We're all connected, and well, I'd hate to see such a fine person be so impacted. Can we help you, Frank?
He looks up at you. And then he looks over to the newspapered over window. That's why it was so dark in here. He had covered the windows with newspaper. I want to be able to go outside again.
Oh, Frank. We can make that happen.
He holds out a hand to you, as if to shake.
Alice reaches out to shake back.
He grabs your hand just a little too tight, but you don't think it's on purpose. And he shakes. If you help me, consider me in your debt.
Sorry, gotta. Gladly. And she hands him a little coin.
He takes the coin. It's almost difficult for him to do because it's small and his fingers are swollen. And he looks at it. And then he presses it to his bloodied lips and puts it in his pocket. Now, since you've given him the coin, you do see a little something change in Frank. While he still has that jaundiced tone to his hands and arms, and while his eyes are still quite bloodshot and a little bit bulgy, you do see that his movements become a little more natural, a little more fluid. And as he sits there, his hand continues to run over the coin in his pocket. And he looks to all of you. I feel as if the weight is suspended just above me. And then he passes out. David rushes forward and checks his pulse. It is there, although a little bit thready and inconsistent. And he looks up at all of you with wide eyes. I do not know what the fuck is going on. I'm sorry. What the fuck was that? What is going on? What happened to my brother? What was that coin?
Hey, David, listen to me. When someone is acting irrational, there's this new field I've heard of that they're starting in Europe called psychology. And when someone is acting irrational, they won't listen to rational means, David. So you have to meet them where they are. I'm sorry that it's so concerning, but sometimes you have to make them feel heard and not make them feel like they're crazy. And you heard him, David. He sounds better.
I think this is the first time he's sleeping.
Exactly, David. Now let him rest, and thank you so much for telling us about him. And when it comes to these silly coins, oh my goodness, they're just little luck charms. But if someone believes in them enough, well, it can help. It's called a placebo, I think.
All right. While he's out, come with me. And he brings you into the bedroom, brings everybody into the bedroom, very softly closes the door, and kind of ushers you all into the farthest corner, like as far away from Frank as you can get. And he looks around as if he's afraid of being heard, even though literally the only other person here besides you all is Frank, and he's unconscious. And he looks between all of you. I don't really understand what's going on. I think all of this is way beyond me. But I found Frank with the booze, whatever it was, the lemon stuff. And I smashed the rest of the bottles he had. The weird guy had given him like 6. I couldn't smash the last one.
Do you still have it?
Not here. You think I was letting that near him?
I mean, fair.
I don't know what I don't know what the fuck it did to him, pardon my French, I buried it.
When
And-
you say you
Oh,
couldn't
God.
smash it, you couldn't bring yourself to smash it? Or did it just refuse to break?
I don't know why it wouldn't break if I did it, but no, I couldn't get myself to do it. I don't know, there was this feeling in my chest, and each one I smashed, it felt like letting go, and I felt like if I smashed the last one, there wouldn't be any me left, and that doesn't make any sense. I've never even drank the stuff, but I don't know, maybe that's some of what Frank is feeling. I couldn't smash it. I can tell you a map. I give you a map of where it is. If you want to see it. I don't know if you want to, though.
Billy just holds out her hand.
All right. 1 second. He goes shuffling around. There's a little desk in the corner. He finds a scrap slip of paper, and he writes down the name of a park, specifically Grant Park, and then he provides like a little like map that is essentially he's drawn like the entrance to the park, and then a path, and then there's like a series of bushes and trees, and under a specific bush in the park, he has put an X, and he hands that map to you. It's like near a bench. There's a weird tree nearby. I thought it'd be memorable. The tree it is like never grew its leaves back. I don't know. It's just like this real like skeleton looking tree. And so I put it under the bush next to it. Whatever you do, don't drink it.
No, that's not the plan. Billy's like, this place feels like her sister. Like, she's locked in and ready. She grabs it and she's starting out the door. Like, get well soon, Frank.
All right. Does everybody follow Billy now that she has a map?
Oh yeah.
Before leaving, Alice is gonna turn to David and say, "Now he believes that coin helps, so don't let him remove it. Even if he wants to let go of it, just trust me. Have him keep it on his person, 'cause he'll think it's helping."
Okay. I can do that. Thank you again. Thank you all of you. And he, like kind of like pats you on the shoulder, shakes hands. I hope he gets better soon. I miss my brother. This isn't him.
Oh, I'm certain he'll be his well-connected self all over again.
All right. I'm gonna try and fix that table, I guess. I don't know, clean up this mess. Really know where to start. Whatever you do, don't bring that bottle back here.
We won't.
Okay. Thank you.
And when you fix that table, if it looks a bit bizarre, I'm certain the pattern will add to its charm.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for Frank, too.
It was very nice looking. Anyway, we'll head out now.
All right, do all of you leave? Do you do anything else? I know Billy's already out the door with that map.
And remind me, Karma, next session, I'm pissed at Psyche. Please and thank
Hold
you.
on.
Are you note-taking Andy
Billy.
being mad at me?
Piss.
I will
That was
forget.
a good move. That was a Magnus lore thing. That was a good move.
Alice.
Doesn't mean Billy can't be mad about it.
Pissed.
As soon as we leave the apartment, Garrett is going to turn to Nicola and go, kind of take her hand and go, here's your placenta coin back.
No, that's, you keep that.
I feel weird about you.
No, it'll help, trust me.
Whatever day
Your
your
mother
cousin
would have
gives
wanted you to have it.
But it didn't come from my mom.
Actually, we'll get into that later.
Alright. Garrett takes it and just kind of like opens his like wallet and just kind of
Just don't sell it. It's not money, it's a token. Think of it as a
usually
family
used to buy
heirloom.
things.
No. Think of it
Heirlooms
as an
are extremely
heirloom.
valuable.
No, for our family.
Is our family extremely wealthy where its token would
No.
be extremely valuable?
No.
Alice is gonna show up behind Garrett. She was very quiet. Like Garrett's probably like, and like puts her hand on his shoulder, and she looks at the coin and she goes, "Besides, who would want to pay for a penny with a president's eyes crossed out anyway?"
Garrett kind of looks at it for the first time. He turns it over, back at her, and goes, "There's some things you haven't been telling me."
I'll let you sit in the back seat if you're willing to hear us out.
We may have to take a trip up to the estate.
Yeah, I was gonna ride with Billy on the way back, but promise you won't take 24 right turns again.
I promise.
I wasn't the one driving. I did have the map upside down.
So I'll hold it.
Andy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just. Yep, I'm good.
She's over us.
She's just like, okay, this is great. Please take advantage of my coworker being in distress to spread your creepy, freaky, deaky religion.
Listen, I made him more himself again, you know? He was gonna die all bloated like a flesh pinata.
And it
But-
would have been his choice.
Technically, no.
Listen, our entity likes the themes of his life. He doesn't deserve to go out that way.
But also, it was just enough like her sister that she's like, whatever's on the other end of this, she needs to know.
Well, we don't know about your sister, so it sounds like
Sure
you're
don't.
holding back some stuff too.
Oh, always.
Hey, Corinne, does my chest still hurt when I walk outside?
So, the ache that you felt, it is that kind of that pulling sensation again as you leave the building, as if whatever that pain is, whatever that pain that seemed to be exuding from Frank leaves you, but it leaves a hollow feeling. More hollow than, you felt before. And the only thing that seems to make it feel better is each time you touch the coin.
baby.
Oh, I just realized we've gone half an hour over.
Yeah, I was so
I
tired.
gotta get up
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
I was looking at the time and I'm like, oof, we gotta go.
I
Yeah.
have a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock.
I
All right.
work tomorrow.
So, I assume that the party will be going straight to the park next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to ask, since we've been, sorry, my cat. It's very funny with all the eyeballs. Since we're making a habit of reading a statement at the end of each session, would you like to read another one?
No. I would like to go to bed.
Wow.
I have a doctor's appointment at 9 a.m. that I have to drive an hour for.
Okay, very fair.
Sweet.
But I do want to say that we do have a couple of experience points to give out here. So I'm going to say, Andy, you get an experience point. You can also share one with another member of the party.
Do I have to? Okay. I will. If it's okay, can we level up between sessions or next time? Is that okay?
Oh, are you already at a level up period?
Oh, no, never mind. I don't know. I'm very tired.
No, it's okay. It's just essentially when you get an experience point, you get one to give away as well.
Okay. Who wants one, I guess?
That's your discretion. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
If I may make a suggestion,
Go for it.
I think Val would be thematically appropriate because you both had very similar experiences.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right? Val and Andy both get an experience point for essentially reliving past trauma. Yay!
Yay!
God, does that work in real life too, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you experience points every time you relive past trauma.
Thanks.
And Roxy, you also get an experience point and can share one with someone else.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to poor Garrett.
Poor Garrett.
Who really had a rough time tonight and has so much to learn about his family.
Can I learn less?
No.
Nope.
Aw.
All right. Well, that is the end of our session. I hope you all had a good time. I hope it was spooky enough. You did avoid getting in a fight with Frank. So good job.
Yay. Was it me
Listen.
closing the door in his face?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Baby girl just has gay feelings, and we are the gayest party in the
True.
straightest time period.
Fair gay.
Listen, I couldn't just let that mind go to waste.
You gotta stop saying upsetting shit.
She literally is a master manipulator.
That's
don't
my
know what you
character.
want.
You gotta stop saying upsetting shit.
At least, Andy, I'm pretty certain you know what entity we're aligned with.
I do.
We did give many a hint in this session.
Yeah.
Many.
Many a hint. All right. Well, yeah. Good job, everyone. I hope it was spooky enough for you.
It was good
Yeah.
shit. I'm sorry I'm EB. It was good shit.
No,
I'm
it's
also
okay.
Eep.
I can't wait to have a thrall named Frank.
Ugh.
This is Frank, the booze running tough guy.
He just shows up. He's like, "Hey guys, I got you booze."
I wanted to
Hey.
really save him for Laurent, you know, because, like...
I'm just pissed that I know that his name was Laurent last week, but for very obvious reasons to everyone or to no one but the mams, I'm pissed that
Yeah.
his name is Laurent.
I did not know when I named him Laurent. I had no
know.
idea.
But that makes it worse a little.
Yeah. What were you
Val.
gonna say, Autumn?
Do we have to call them thralls? Like in
No,
this
no,
time-
I was making a joke. No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like in this time period, like wouldn't we go with like goons or something?
Don't say that. Goon has changed.
Not good.
It's been ruined.
I don't know.
Goon is
I feel like
ruined.
we can have just a whole.
No.
a whole
No,
lot of
Goon is
goon
different.
squad.
No.
A goon squad.
Don't say it. End it. We're ending. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Are we gooning?
We're having a gooning goon squad.
Oh,
Our
thank you all
goon
so much
squad
for
is
tuning in
gooning.
and watching us.
Gooning.
Yes.
And gooning.
Goon with a cat.
Have a lovely evening. Take care of yourselves.
responsibly.
Otter, you're
Goon
not wrong.
responsibly.
Gabe says, "This is my thrall, Frankenstein."
God damn it.
Goodbye.